all know she's coming.
think
I don't know.
we have to,
Oh,
maybe we can, it is 5:31, 32 now, so we can roll call, please. We can start
Thank you, Chair Etamad,
here.
Vice Chair Gupta,
Here.
Commissioner Farren,
here.
Commissioner Fong,
Here.
Commissioner Hall,
Here.
Commissioner Mujica is absent, and Commissioner Noguez.
Here.
Noguez, thank you.
Do you have anything from public?
So this is the time of the agenda where we can open up the floor for public comments for any items that are not on the agenda, and I'll just ask the members of the public present if you have anything.
Here.
Richard? Yes, could you come to the mic, please, so we can all hear you? Thank you.
I can't hear anything they're saying.
Okay,
Okay. Hello?
Oh,
Hello? Is it on? Yes.
speaker on.
do you have a question? You have
No,
3 minutes? Okay.
I won't take 3 minutes.
Okay.
I just have a brief announcement that we are still, I was looking through the agenda and I didn't see anything on the agenda,
Yeah.
but we are still in contact with Bruce Monroe.
Well, that is, I was going to tell us, to tell everybody.
Am I
about that.
stealing your?
Yes, that's
your
part
report?
of my chair report.
Okay, we're still in contact with Bruce Monroe.
Well, Bruce Monroe is very much interested in doing a show of art, public art for us, and they're coming up with a report. In the beginning, I put Scott Yu, who's presenting them, Bruce Monroe, to get in touch with Richard, to work together and come up with a plan. And apparently Bruce Monroe has come up with a plan. So for the next meeting, we will be hearing about it. Anything else? I have been in touch with, well, actually Diane Smith has been in touch with me, asking questions about writing things for the
Thank you so much.
upcoming
You're very sweet.
artists. So I think she's all done with that, and hopefully we can get some banners to be done. So anyways, that's all I have to say. We can go to start in the action item. Please, Judith, would you like to take the chair and the microphones? That is coming along so nicely. We're very excited about that.
Yeah, so I think since last time we met, we have an approval for another sponsor, the Tiburon Peninsula Foundation, of $3,000, which is great. So I'm in the process of getting some logos and things from them so that we can co-brand the program and other website information with that. So I've also received some flyers, which I sent to most of you, I believe. I started distributing them last week. I don't know if anyone else has had a chance, but I printed them on cardstock actually in the library and posted them. So I encourage you to print them out yourself too, and put them anywhere you can think of in the community. I've been taking them to events with me, large concerts and other events in Belvedere, Tiburon, and we also have postcards with actually all of the Bay Area dates that they're performing. So obviously we'd like them to come to ours, but there are people who can't make it who might like to catch the concert in San Geronimo or in San Francisco. So you can pass those as well. I have a bunch with me if anybody wants to take a few. I did leave them at the library and in a couple of other locations.
How
I-
about town hall? Have you put some? And town hall
I
on
brought
the
some for
table.
tonight.
Yes, we've been in communication. We're gonna put one up in the lobby here, and I think did you bring a postcard or two?
Yeah.
We'll put those out on
Yeah.
the table.
Yeah, and Leah has already been putting it in the Tib Talk newsletters, which I just subscribed to myself since I'm not a Tiburon resident, but so she's continuing to remind people of the event. As of Monday, they're giving me a weekly ticket sales update. I think we have sold 42% of the possible tickets. So, and a lot of those were sold in the first week. So it's been slowly trickling upwards, but I think there hasn't been a lot of marketing since the initial pre-sale. I know they're planning to do more press releases in Marin. I hopefully will do something with the ARC. And I talked to Henrietta at the ARC about an advertising page or quarter page, and she gave me a proposal of a discounted rate for them, which I've forwarded to them. So hopefully they'll take her up on that offer as well. Otherwise, you know, I think we're in pretty good shape. We have some, I've asked them to tell me how many free tickets are left for the, what do they call that? You know, you know what I mean? There was a community, allocation for specific, communities that we'd like to offer free tickets to. So I need to find out how many of those have been taken and how many are left, and we might want to figure out how to target those in our community. There's also a number of sponsor tickets, VIP tickets available. So we need to discuss how we might want to allocate those between, you know, Tiburon Peninsula Foundation and the town of Tiburon. So it's not a lot, but you know, something we should talk about. And I think that's about it for now. We just need to continue to remind people of this event. And every time I talk about it, people are excited and
It's
just,
nothing like word of mouth.
yeah, no, I mean, just
Anybody I
forwarding.
see, I have the invitation in my cell phone. I show them to you and send it to them.
And I've sent, I think most of you, the JPEG and the PDF. So
Mm.
if you have Facebook or Nextdoor, you can upload the JPEG. If you,
Yes.
and otherwise you can attach the PDF and send it to everyone you
Yes.
know. And so there's lots of, I created a Google Drive spreadsheet.
Yes,
and I-
that was very nice.
So if you can put ideas and maybe even just indicate when you've advertised it, so we just have a sense of what, you know, targets we've reached out to.
One of the things I wanted to mention, I've already cleared it with the town, is contacting Westminster, the Baptist Church, and also the school district to make sure that they're okay with our people parking there
Okay.
for the concert. So if you've got one of those in a cardstock that you could give me, I will take it to each one of
Sure.
those.
Yeah, I printed 20 initially. I have several with me, so I'll give you one if you want.
Okay.
The library is very helpful too in helping us print them. I did tell in a landscape that it would be really nice to have the billboard size posters. And I don't know who knows how to do that and who can print them and what the cost is.
When you say billboard, is that the sort
At
of like?
Blackie's and in
Oh,
front of the
those are the
library.
banners. That was my question, because I noticed that there aren't any new, you know, banners out there. The last one to sing Hillary's concert, which is way over. And it might be a good time for putting it up there early and then once again, when it's a little closer. And as far as the paper kind of big banner 24 by 36. The library has a machine, so
Mm.
we may have to pay $3 or something like that, but it's in color. And they did one for David Gott's program tomorrow.
Okay.
So, I mean,
But for the billboards, they look.
those are
like
different.
plastic.
That's the banners, and that's done by Dave Gotts. We
Right.
could ask him.
So as long as you've got,
JPEG.
well, I think it's a JPEG will work.
Mhm.
The time slots have been allocated, so I will get back to you about those dates.
Okay.
And then we can get them done through Dave Gotts. But the other thing is, if you're talking about sandwich boards,
Yeah, I think
We're talking
that's
about-
the sandwich boards.
Okay.
If you want those, that the library can print those up
Okay.
for nominal cost.
but I'm not sure unless I guess we talk to Department of Public Works when those can go up and where those can go up.
That's what I was asking, because right now is kind of like at a lull, and maybe it's a nice,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If one of us.
Well,
I
doesn't
can-
matter.
I
You
can
can-
contact them.
or
Yeah.
Judith, whenever you want to do it.
So when you say you've reserved,
There are, yes,
The
times
dates.
have been reserved to put them up. We need to get them copy ready to go up.
and when are those dates? Do you know? Is it-
I'll have to check.
I
Oh,
have
you
the
have it?
dates.
Okay.
So you've got our space reserved at the downtown, the one right here. The week of 4/29, the week of 5/6, and then you have another space, the one out at Blackie's pasture, which is 2. That's the week of 5/13. So the space is reserved.
Yeah,
but
but do
at
we
the-
have the banners? Do we have?
No,
those?
we need to get.
Yeah,
copy.
we gotta do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess, do you
There's
want
Enough time.
them to come up with something, or do we want to use some variation of?
We could use some
Those-
variation of that. It just has to be high resolution.
Okay,
How long
and
do
is there
they
a,
last on the banners? Because for the artists, they don't last that long. I think it's only a week.
The space for the reservation is only for a week.
Yeah.
But I'm
that's
not,
good.
I
It'll be-
can't say I know exactly how long. Dave would know better how long it takes to get them printed, but your first reservation just starts.
Next week.
Next
Monday.
Monday. So,
And they
Mm,
usually are
They
prepared to
better
get them
keep
up
it.
first thing Monday morning.
okay,
Um,
and is there a cost involved in a landscape?
No.
No, okay. So I'll just check with them. I've already asked them about it, so I'll just ask them if, if they're okay with using this. I mean, we could, yeah, I don't know, we could just use this and cut off the bottom possibly. So.
But
but
the
we
thing
could-
about the billboards is because of the amount of traffic that you get at McKigney and in that parking lot, that would be the ideal place to put up the sandwich boards as soon as possible.
Hmm.
But I'll talk to DPW, the Department of Public Works tomorrow then.
yeah, we could. And I just have one other question. This is part of quote consideration for our ad hoc. I did drop a note to Greg Chanis and asked if we could like have a golf cart for some of the older people.
Mhm.
In fact, one of my guests would probably appreciate having something, even from the parking lot to McKegney Green is quite a walk for some people. So I don't know if that's something that we could consider or not. I know you can't have any vehicles there.
I mean, I do know that they'll be sending more information to ticket holders as the date gets closer. So anything we want to include about parking, logistics, suggestions, we should probably create some language that we give to them so that they can inform everyone who's coming.
Yeah, I mean, the only issue that I would foresee with regard to transporting people is liability.
But yeah, I
And I don't
know.
know that we want to go there.
Can we make some kind of accommodation where we give them
Put your,
we give them a placard? Or a pass to drop off a friend, and then they can't park there, but they could drop off. I've seen cars going.
Yeah, the Public Works has trucks going there
Yeah.
and all that.
There's no vehicles permitted out that way.
they won't allow it, I don't think.
Mhm.
And that's that.
No,
I mean, there is
Yeah.
the bus stop where a lot of soccer moms drop off their kids.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we
That,
want to
but
make,
that's a pretty steep
It
hill
is,
from
yeah.
Tiburon, and that's dangerous for old people,
Mm,
you know, sliding, and that's liability too.
They
But
can drop off at the beginning of it and then it's probably, I don't know, 300 yards? 300
yeah,
yards?
I was thinking more like from the Blackies,
Yeah.
just flat drive,
Drop off, yeah.
golf
mean,
cart,
it's-
whatever, and
A circle.
yeah, and then just come back, you know, but maybe we could talk a little.
And then can we get any flag so that we're not competing against the public?
We won't be able to reserve any parking in the lot. It's a public park, so it is first come, first served. But as Commissioner Noga's noted, she's working with some of the other parking lots around the area to provide more options. But we won't be able to reserve any parking in that lot.
I mean, we will want to reserve space for them, hopefully, if we can.
It would be helpful for us, I think, to know what sort of space they need for staging.
I mean, they have a truck. And
And I imagine that's fine, getting it out there and set up, and it'd be helpful to know the details of exactly what they are going to need, when they're going to come by, what sort of vehicles they're bringing in. Because we can certainly help facilitate that.
I think they're planning to come sometime in the morning to get
Mhm.
the stage set up, but I'll try to get more details on the timing.
I mean, I know that helps a lot just because of the events that we've already had there,
Mhm.
that as long as the Department of Public Works and the police department is informed as to, you know, the traffic
Mhm.
and the size of the vehicles, and that just makes it easier for everybody.
Yeah, the
I
more,
think
the
that's
more
in the
you can,
application.
the more you can let me know, it'll probably be the police department out there, helping move the truck through, because it's a weekend. So the more information you can give me about that,
Okay.
better.
We have talked about renting a car. It's very expensive. Do you remember during the show that we have for Thomas Jackson? It is just not possible.
I know.
Yeah,
Is
and
it even allowed?
Unless somebody privately would be willing to do it. There are some golf carts.
Yeah,
that can-
I only thought about like San Francisco, those pedicabs, whether you could just, you know, like extra hiring them and just tip them and pay for it. But I mean, for some older people, that may be fine, but if it doesn't work, I'm not here to change any rules.
I mean, the check-in will open at 3, so hopefully people get there early and allow plenty of time to get
Just
to
take their
the.
time to
Yeah,
get
I'm
up there.
telling my friends to come at 3.
Mhm.
I just want to make one suggestion about the artwork for the banner. I think you might want to keep the QR code
Mhm.
if you're going to lose the rest.
Mhm.
And I think it's okay to just give the date and the time, and you don't have to put the $40
Mhm.
because people can, for more information on, you know, tickets, you could put the QR code there or something like that or whatever, but
Yeah, I mean, obviously I want them to add TPF as well to the sponsor list.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do a little modification, but I'll see what we can do to make it more poster friendly, so.
great.
I met a mother who has got 2 young kids. She actually asked me, would this be nice for kids? I said, of course. So maybe you could get the word out in the school
Mhm.
and during the parents.
Yeah,
get-together,
nursery schools and,
meetings and
uh-huh.
such. Just bring it up and bring some flyers. You have some kids in school, that might be kind of nice way to let them know, especially the parents.
So question, if for the children, because I remember my children and how they acted in the park, will they be able to hear if they don't have the headphones? So if the parents are sitting with the headphones, will the children?
Well, they can get closer to the stage. There's actually a moment where he usually invites people to lay under the piano, which is amazing for children and adults. I mean, obviously, we're going to have a pretty big crowd. I don't know if I've been in a venue where he had this many people, so it'll be interesting to see how he handles it. But I think kids tend to want to be closer anyhow.
I think it would be fun for them.
Yeah.
I
then-
remember the photograph you showed us at once.
Yeah.
All the kids were sitting in a row.
If you haven't bought a ticket, is the public still allowed to sit in the front?
There's no
Yeah.
rule about where you sit, so.
So
I
any,
mean,
it's just first.
you could sit at Blackie's pasture and still hear it with headphones, but
Yeah, I think with the headphone is just that then you could walk down the bike path and still enjoy the music, or you could go back to your car.
I mean, people with headphones tend to sit quite far away actually, because they want to see the view and wander around. And so there, in my experience, not many people have sat very close. So,
That's good.
but unless we sell out ahead of time, there'll also be, you know, the possibility of buying a headphone on site. If people decide, actually, I'd rather hear it that way. And
Yeah.
but
Very good.
Thanks for all your work, Judith. This is going to be fun.
It's going to be fantastic. Thank you so much.
before I leave, I'll just leave some flyers with Leah and you guys can take them.
Thank you so
Judith.
much. So A2, we're,
Excuse me, Chair, before we move on, Chair, we should open the floor for public comment on AI1 and ask
yeah,
if there's any public comment, and I'm seeing none. So please feel free to move on to AI2.
okay. So we go to the second. It is about an artist calendar. Since we have on 4th and 5th of May, there's going to be open studios here.
We did
The Friday before it, early morning, they're going to bring some pro panels. They're going to set up right in this room.
talking.
And it will be about 11 artists. I will be in the lobby as well. So we do not want any artwork in the lobby and the chamber. So I have asked Richard Rosen, who is going to hang his work for that 2 months, if he could hang it after the 5th, the following week. And since we have our one artist reception on the Tuesday, following Tuesday, that is Jet Walker. So he's going to have, Richard is going to have his on the following Tuesday, which would be 14th. So if you put that in your calendars, we will help with Richard. He will be doing it downstairs in the lobby. So we will all be there at your service. We will provide you wine and water. So that should go into all our calendars. Okay. Any questions from public? Or shall we?
I'm seeing no, so we're opening the floor for public comment now. I am seeing none. And then I just want to note before we move on, we should take a vote, a motion and a vote. So I'm happy to state the motion if that's helpful.
Okay,
So the Heritage and Arts Commission is making a motion to approve Richard Rosen to display artwork in the lobby gallery
May
during
14th.
the May 1st through June 30th time slot, but he is going to hang after Marin Open Studios, and you're also authorizing a reception on May 14th.
Second.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Great, thank you.
Okay, we have some ad hocs dealing with artist laureate. I read it. It is very long. Oh, not this one. Now I got it. I was going to suggest and ask all the commissioners, we really need to show our appreciation of people who would want to take their time and come and become artist laureate for the peninsula. So for that appreciation, I am suggesting, if you agree with me, to have a wall in the atrium, upstairs atrium wall, to put a small piece of their work of the past artist laureates. So they can, the future ones can see that we really respect them and we are appreciating their service. Would you be willing to have an ad hoc to look into it if you agree that it is a good idea? So what do you think, commissioners?
I just have a
I would
question.
like to join the ad hoc since we've talked about it, and I'm a proponent of the idea. A smaller painting, not huge.
Oh, no,
ones.
not large, not over.
And I know I've thought of no larger than 16 by
16
20,
by
something
20.
that the artist would like to have to represent, the artist laureate would like to have as a representation of their talent.
Yeah, with their names under it. And of course, it should go into our website as well under artist laureates, because we need them to create something for them, an appreciation from us. And from-
I think it's a great idea. The only question I have is in terms of
For
how
the
long
town.
would those be up? Would they be up for,
Forever.
forever?
Yeah,
And also, do we really need an ad hoc? Don't we just need one person to find out,
You could- Yeah.
contact the different artists, pick out a piece?
How many
Okay.
artists, how many,
There are only three laureates.
yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. The very first one, I think the family lives someplace around here,
I
maybe.
think it's the first one was these two.
I mean, I think,
And
And
then like a-
Mary Masalo,
Mary Masalo,
Right.
myself, and Richard
right? So I don't see the need to have an ad hoc. I mean,
to do
to
that.
do it, just get
Well-
one person to do it.
Okay, we can help. If I will do it, if somebody can help me out in choosing
Let's,
the site.
why don't we have
Okay.
you do it? You have a good idea. I'm happy to help you on.
Yeah.
Okay,
I just don't want to make things more complicated than they need to be.
No, I
It's
didn't.
only.
yeah,
you
I understand
afford-
what you're
Yeah,
coming
and-
from.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure,
So maybe we should just vote on whether or not we accept the proposal to display
so.
one work sample of prior artist laureates in the upstairs atrium, with the time to be determined at a later date. And that's it.
That's your motion. I'll second.
Do we need to get public comment before we? vote?
We do, we need, any public comment? Seeing none, please. Please proceed. I've got a motion from Commissioner Noguez and I'm waiting for a second. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any
Aye,
opposed? Seeing none? Pass. Thank you.
perfect. Thank you. Okay. Is there any public inquiries?
There was no public comment on that one. So you are free to move to action item number 4, which I'm happy
Okay.
to give
Yes.
a quick little report. So this is coming back to the commission. We talked about this at our last meeting in April,
Yes.
Dance Lumiere. They have submitted a proposal, and Vice Chair Gupta, please feel free to jump in. But I'll just summarize their proposal, which is to screen the Women at the Top film, which you saw a clip of last month, at Town Hall here in this room at some date to be determined in late September. Catherine Rosak will present the film here and offer a Q&A session for anybody attending. The screening will be free, but they have requested a donation to their nonprofit from the H&A budget to screen the film. And the organizers are specifically saying that they would do some outreach to the union or the school district to attract kids to come. And the only cost associated would be $1,000 donation fee to screen the film. And they're hoping that this will be sort of a first step that might lead to other additional performances, perhaps even a dance performance. So Vice Chair, please feel free to add anything.
So I'll just reiterate that it's a Marin-based nonprofit with national reach. And, you know, Catherine has interviewed leading women in, you know, ballet companies from coast to coast. And, you know, we all remember the clips, I'm sure. And that's pretty much it.
I had a question to ask. I really love this program. We should really absolutely do it if we can. The only thing that I'm asking to see how many people are going to come and watch this. We don't want to show a film with only 25 people, say. Is there a way of finding out the audience that you're willing to
I-
see that?
I think that's a good question, and I think it's an important one, especially if we're going to give a donation to the charitable organization as well. I think with enough time between now and September, we could probably, if we act sooner than later, gauge some interest in terms of the, you know, for example, the San Francisco Ballet fan base here in the peninsula, as well as, you know, the number of young children, younger kids, youth who are involved in dance. I know there are quite a few because my daughter is in Roco dance, and you know, there's just hundreds of people come to those events.
How can we assume?
But ours is, we're not assuming, we're
Okay.
gonna put the word out with
Okay,
schools,
okay,
and we'll maybe get a sign-up sheet, as schools love sign-up sheets. And
perfect.
then we can also maybe, you know, put the word out through the ARC and see, you know, or through Facebook or something, you know, to gauge interest amongst
We need
adults.
to do
So-
that then.
No, are they gonna do it or are we gonna do it?
I think
I-
Catherine.
I
can
think
do
Catherine,
it.
I think they should be doing it.
Sure.
And report to us and see how
Mhm.
things are.
I mean,
Um,
I told her that I would help with the
Yeah, we
Reed
could always
Union School
help.
District, because I have kids
Okay.
in the school district, and that's easy.
The question I have is, where is it going to show?
Here.
Here,
Okay, I just want to be clear, because before she was talking
Yeah.
about doing it in
Yeah.
a lounge.
I have had about 98 people here for
Yeah.
my last project in Artist Laureate. So they put chairs, but
my-
not more than
My
that.
other question is, probably not for discussion now, is how we want to word the $1,000. I feel a little strange that we are becoming are we becoming grant-making
Right.
organization? Because we just went out and asked Tiburon Peninsula Foundation for money, and then now we're in turnaround. I just think we need to, well, Arjun's very good with words. We need to be careful of how we word it. not so much as a donation, but I think we should maybe as,
Expenses.
maybe in terms of sort of like in a landscape, maybe as a deposit for performance or for showing or so. I don't know. Think about it. I just don't want people to be coming to us asking us for grants.
Right.
You're absolutely right, yeah.
Maybe it's similar
Well,
to,
they come to the boardwalk, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
maybe it's similar to when we contracted with Thomas Jackson, or we contract with an artist. This is another thing, and then we're looking for donations to cover our.
Yeah, I just think we need to be careful with, in terms of that with the town.
Agree.
I'll raise it with the director and we'll come back with
Yeah,
something.
they shouldn't call it a donation.
Also, would we be having a reception after and then serving anything for the public? So it's more than just watching a film and leaving?
There'll be a talk and a Q&A. I told Catherine that typically, events, the artists are the ones who,
Bring in the food and all.
foot the bill
Mhm.
on that. So let's see what she comes up with. But I think it's okay to just keep it simple and
Yeah,
screen the film. And then if people have, like you would at an auditorium,
right.
at an auditorium where the director of the film is there, a Q&A afterwards, and then that's it.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe we can put
Because if
some
children are-
water.
Yeah, if children are coming also, clearly we don't want
There shouldn't
alcohol
be.
and
Right.
that.
And I do want to emphasize what Commissioner Fong said, which is that we do have a responsibility to the people of Tiburon because they've entrusted a budget with us. We have a fiduciary responsibility, and we're not in the business of making a grant. And this film exists, so it's not like we're, giving money to help, make the film. It exists. All they want to have is a place to show it. And that's one thing, but to pay them $1,000.
Well,
that
the
much-
film exists, but I don't want to get into a whole discussion about intellectual property and licensing, but
Okay.
essentially, that's really what it is that you're licensing the film to show here.
Okay.
So, but we can, I think you're right. We'll definitely have to discuss exactly the verbiage around the cost and how we put it out there.
So can we talk about it next meeting?
Sure.
Yeah? We can put it on our agenda for the next meeting.
And I will,
Take it further.
yeah, and I'll talk to Catherine Rozak a little bit more about outreach and gauging interest and all that.
That would be good.
Also, I'd like to add that we think through before the next meeting, the precedent that this sets and how many we want to do. Like, do we want to be funding other types of other art forms to pay for a movie? And, do we want to have some sort of strategy about, performing arts versus,
Visual. Visual.
film versus, an installation that goes for 3 weeks or a permanent installation. Yeah. So we should think that through, because then what do we do when the next one comes and wants $1,000 to show their film? And we should have as part of our strategy for our community, like, how do we decide?
I think you're right. That it's good to have a strategy. Absolutely. I think in this case, the linkage between, kind of girls and women, empowering women and girls, and there's a larger frame of leadership and, equity here, which is interesting, diversity and equity here, which I think is relevant. But yes, somebody could have an animated film or a independent film that they want to screen, and clearly we need to have something, some language that, kind of narrows it down a little bit. Absolutely.
Maybe they can do it in the school. If the parents are so willing for their kids to go into dancing and such, they could show the film in the school auditorium.
That's outside of the scope of what we're talking about. So,
Again, it's a different
yeah,
thing
but that's
from
totally
what
different.
we want. Anyways, we need to discuss it again and
So this will be put on the agenda for next time. We'll discuss it the next time. And
Yes.
then Commissioner Gupta will get back to the proponents in terms of the outreach that they propose to do. And, but you've already committed just you
Yes.
yourself to do outreach to the school and that's it. So, yeah, great.
anything from public? No public? No public? Okay. Then we have some discussion. And that is about the artist laureate. And we've had ad hocs. Could you please?
Yeah, basically, we redrafted the all of the documents that are pertinent to
Yeah.
doing the application, and all of it. It's all there. So hopefully all of you have had a chance to look it over. And if there are any comments, you can make them now.
I did read it. It is very long, but I think they're all very important points. So.
Yeah. The,
You're,
sorry,
you-
the only thing was the timeline is 2022. I think that's when we were
Too
working on
early.
it. So we could just bring that up to
Right.
date. And then we could leave the names out. I think, but I think other than that, it's nicely do.
Yeah.
Well, there's Charlie and Zita.
Right. But that's one of the things that we do need to do. We don't need to do it tonight. 'cause
that
you
is
know-
happened. That is the
Right.
past.
So
Yeah, that's past. We
the
want to bring it
past.
up to
we
date,
just,
that's all.
those are two decisions we need to make, is the timeline and also who will serve on that special committee to actually select
Okay.
who will be the representatives of HNA to select the artist laureate. But we
Okay.
don't have to do that
That
tonight.
can come later after we have
I guess,
put it out there that we're looking for one.
Well, we should have a timeline though for when we want to send out the
Yeah.
application and when we
Well,
want to receive.
So
that's why I can't quite
could we-
decide on the timeline because the dates are all wrong. And
Right.
my other thought on the timeline is that, do we want to start sooner or later? Because summertime is
Right.
downtime and people are not paying attention and all.
No, I
So-
mean, when we put that there, that was with the knowledge that that would have to be a decision taken by the commission in terms of the timeline and who would be the representatives of H&A that are chosen to help select the artist laureate as the procedure sets forth. But what we really want to do is just get those forms out there to make any sort of comments or revisions to it. And then we can just table this for the next meeting to fix the timeline and pick the people.
yes, and we
Yeah,
will
we could
put
do
it
that.
on actions. So we take an action, so the sooner it goes out there and gets known that we are still looking for one, that would be good. And meanwhile, I think you and I can talk about that painting business to hang it. So they will have something to look forward to it.
So we can put that on for the next agenda as an action item to vote on the timeline and the selection.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
That leaves calendar dates.
Sorry,
Oh, comment.
public comment? Same time?
Any comments? No?
I'm refraining from comment.
We're all looking at you.
Yeah.
Help move the meeting along by.
Yeah. And the,
Well, May 28th is the next meeting.
Yeah.
Is anybody's birthday on that day or no?
No, just yours tonight.
Just for tonight. Okay, as usual, it's 5:30. So it is adjournment. So. That's it.
To you, happy birthday to you. Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday.
dear Jale. Happy birthday to you and many more.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.